It's unbelievable, and it's hard for us to digest because a member of our community who we valued and it's gone, and individuals that that were young are gone.
It has an incredibly difficult week, and the investigation continues, not just for the community, but for police here at District 3. We want to walk you through what we know so far about what unfolded. And obviously, there are still a lot of questions that need to be answered, and hopefully we will get some more or additional information on that today. What we do know is that police are trying to piece together how the people who were in that home in College Hill could potentially be connected to the man who they say is responsible. Police have identified him as 66-year-old Anthony Mathis.
In Cincinnati, Ohio, a woman with so many accolades and accomplishments to her name would viciously lose her life after a crime unfolded in her home. A home that was so full of love from a mother who dedicated her life helping others and supporting them. 77-year-old Patricia McCollum was not only described as a loving mother, but a great advocate that was very supportive in so many ways. The lovely lady literally gave decades of her life teaching and building others up, for one of those people to sadly bring her down. Unfortunately, no matter how much love and compassion she poured into her loved one, sadly, one chose to do her wrong, leaving a trail of destruction that not only took her life, but the lives of many other people, tearing the family apart. In Cincinnati, when you think of a woman pioneer in the foster care system, the name Patricia McCollum will pop up at the top of your mind. Over the years, the biological mother to two, but mother to many, trained and helped license close to 1,000 families to become foster parents. As a foster mother herself to over 100 young people over time, Patricia knew the community needed good foster parents and created a system that could help. The Buddy program aided in supporting foster families so they could understand all of their rights as foster parents within a tricky system. Before Patricia became a social worker, advocate, and trauma trainer, she worked as the first Black Playboy bunny in the Cincinnati, Ohio area many years ago. With her earnings, she paid for college, obtaining not only her associate's degree, but her bachelor's degree, then her master's, plus her PhD. From there, she created multiple programs such as It Takes a Village, where she hired people to go into inner city schools to mentor and tutor children. She also created more beneficial programs that help women and children alike. Throughout her life, Miss Pat, as many called her, held many professional titles and was a professor at the University of Cincinnati, where she taught childhood trauma and adult trauma during a time that it was not being discussed. To speak on all the good she brought to this life and all the programs she helped create, I could go on, but Miss Pat was a true hometown champion. The city of Cincinnati even gave her her own holiday on February 4th in 2015, and she had built a strong legacy. While she fostered many kids over the decades, she also adopted many too, with her own biological daughter following in her footsteps. Though all of Miss Pat's kids were important and equal to her, she did share a special bond with a young man by the name of DJ. Adopted by Miss Pat as a child, DJ was not supposed to live past the age of 7 due to severe medical issues. He became gravely disabled while still a baby after an older child dropped a match into his crib. He was left with burns across 85% of his body, lost all of his limbs, and was wheelchair bound. Gratefully, the 32-year-old lived beyond his years because of Miss Pat's care and love for him. He learned to walk and talk and accomplished a goal to walk across the stage to receive his diploma with prosthetic legs. She was his lifeline and never wanted to separate from her son. Over and above that, Miss Pat also currently had a school-aged daughter. 11-year-old Kaydence came to Miss Pat as an infant and brought so much light and joy. Miss Pat already was wiser in age by the time she took Kaydence in and would adopt her as her own during a time that adoption was in her rear view. There was something special about the little girl that led her to take on motherhood once again. Kaydence was said to mimic her mom in so many ways with her smile, laughter, and her heart. Miss Pat was truly selfless and gave 100% to every child or adult she helped throughout the years. However, on a fall day in October 2024, things for the advocate and her family took a sudden change. At the family home on the 1000 block of Springbrook Drive, multiple concerned neighbors called 911 after hearing terrifying noises coming from inside the home around 8:30 in the morning. The day was October 24th and was also the 11th birthday of Miss Pat's youngest daughter, Kaydence. When the authorities arrived at the home to check on the welfare of the family, they quickly came upon a barricaded situation. The suspect who was in the home with the family was wielding a weapon and had retreated deep inside of the home. At this point, authorities had no clue of the carnage inside the home and would negotiate with 66-year-old Anthony Mathis for several hours. Anthony was the son-in-law of Patricia and appeared to have a dark criminal past that involved felony strangulation and an alleged incident involving Miss Pat in April 2023. The criminal complaint stated that Anthony was originally charged with DV and strangulation in the case, but the charges were later dismissed. Then, prior to 2023, Anthony had been arrested and done several stints in jail for a slew of crimes, including aggravated battery, multiple occasions of DV, including aggravated and menacing charges, having previously pulled guns and machetes on people. So on October 24th, after law enforcement was finally able to enter the home, they tragically found 4 people stabbed and unalive. Pat McCollum, 77, was found alongside her adopted son, DJ McCollum, 32, and adopted daughter, Kaydence, who had just turned 11 that day. As for Anthony, he was found with self-inflicted knife wounds and was taken to the University of Cincinnati Medical Center, but later passed away from his own injuries. After the terrible crime took place, families stated that Anthony was having a mental health breakdown that morning of the crime, and in that moment took the lives of his own family.
So let me preface what I'm about to say by everything is extremely preliminary. Yes, we've been out here for a while, but the facts are extremely preliminary. So what I know to now is that earlier this morning, District 3 got a call for an unknown trouble at 1000 block of Springbrook Avenue. When they arrived, there's a neighbor that was attempting to educate the officers as to what happened. Officers made contact with an individual in the home. He retreated back into the home. The District 3 officers immediately recognized it as a barricaded individual and called for our SWAT resources. Once SWAT got here, we attempted a couple hours of negotiations with the individual. We also tried some tactical maneuvers to get the individual to come out. After numerous attempts, we made our way in, found the individual with what we believe to be self-inflicted knife wounds, and he's been transported to the hospital.
Do you know anything about if anyone else was in the house with him, if anybody else was injured?
Yeah, so again, it's extremely preliminary. CIS, our homicide unit, is just arriving on the scene. We believe there are 3 individuals in the home that have been pronounced deceased. We will still be working on relationships to each other, motive, and anything else that the investigation will reveal.
Community are grappling with the loss of a champion for local children and 2 of her kids. Patricia, DJ, and Kaydence McCollum all stabbed inside a home in College Hill early Thursday morning. Thanks for joining us here at 6. I'm Craig McKee.
I'm Tanya O'Rourke. Patricia, or Miss Pat, as she was known to so many, was a very beloved advocate for adoption in Cincinnati. Cincinnati police say an hours-long standoff with the suspect, Anthony Mathis, at the home ended in explosions. When officers went in the home, they found the bodies: 78-year-old Patricia McCollum and her adopted children, 32-year-old DJ and 11-year-old Kaydence.
Yeah, Mathis also had stabbed wounds and later hospital at this point, self-inflicted, police say.
Rosemary Oglesby Henry runs Rosemary's Baby Company, helping troubled youth, and will soon open the Holloway House to shelter teen moms and their babies. Patricia McCollum, known by Pat, has a room here in her honor. A legacy tree on the main floor bears her name.
To leave a powerful legacy for these kids to be able to understand that no matter what that barrier is, you knock it down. And Pat McCollum was always for her people, and her people was everybody.
The founder says Pat fostered around 200 kids and adopted others. She helped build this nonprofit as a board member. She says she cared.
She was hard on you because she knew and expected you to be great, and her being hard on you and tough on you and honest on you at every level was all because she wanted you to do remarkable things.
The impact that Miss Pat left far outweighs the tragedies that took her, DJ, and Kaydence's life. DJ was a testament of strength and perseverance through the toughest battles in life, and his life mattered. Kaydence, at only 11, was a leader and shining star and left a big impression on the many lives she touched, especially at school. Her life was tragically cut too short, but her life surely mattered too. Miss Pat's children were shining lights because of the unending love she nurtured them with. Her legacy will forever live on through many others she impacted by caring for hundreds of children in foster care and adoption. Her life mattered, and she should still be here. My thoughts and prayers are with all the many people affected by this horrific tragedy that should have never happened. So please don't forget to comment your thoughts and prayers for this family in their difficult time, and hit that like button and share to make your people aware. And as always, remember to stay woke. Things change quickly.